Hey everybody, welcome back to an X3 video. I don't really cover X3 Albion Prelude too much on this channel. I did do that stream a little while ago, but if you haven't heard, X3 is getting a new DLC. It's been like 10 years, I think, since Albion Prelude, maybe less. I forget. I'm not good on preparing for these things, but it's been a while. So they actually are making a new DLC for it called Farnham's Legacy. It's mostly community made with this group called DevNet, and it's been worked on over the past 5 years. So the 15-second kind of little pitch about it. New sector of space, you're lost in it, got to find your way out, and when you do, stuff happens. There's new diplomacy options, exploration options, new ships, new everything. Now, I don't know what to expect quality-wise on this. Like, are we talking a legit kind of expansion of ships and things like that? I have no idea yet. We'll probably find out. Launch is May 4th, so we're less than a month away. And in the meantime, EGOSOFT is running some interviews with members of the team that built Farnham's Legacy. So the first one is with Ketraar. I hope I'm saying that right. He actually stopped by the stream I did on April Fool's Day with X3 when they teased this project. They did the old fake out, and it was real, but they made April Fool's Day to make people think it was fake. I like that. It's nice. But anyway, he was in the channel during that stream and could tell very knowledgeable about X3. And he is one of the members of the team that kind of worked on that project. So they posted an interview, I believe, on Steam and maybe in other places, but the link is in the description. So we're just going to cover a couple of the topics from the interview, and then you should probably go read it for yourself if you have any interest. So let's get to that. Ketraar was a long-time community member, it looks like, and always pitching ideas about how to improve X3, and, definitely very knowledgeable about X3, and at some point, he was asked to pitch some ideas for an expansion, and apparently he had no shortage of them, so kind of got involved in that, and at some point 5 years ago, after some Skype calls and emails, they decided to go ahead with the project. I would love to know more about the history of this, kind of how this developed, like whose idea was it? Because, this is just really interesting. You don't see too much of a community-made expansion being kind of, I wouldn't say sponsored, but approved and officialized, I'm going to make up that word, by the company that makes the game. So I'm really curious about how that actually kind of came together, because that is a really cool opportunity, I'd imagine, for people who worked on it, especially since they love the game, and then they can have something real and official built for it. It's not a mod. It's much more than a mod. It's part of the game, and they can say they are part of it. So that's really awesome. Then they go into one of the new kind of big features of the expansion, which is exploration. And Ketraar kind of talks about how there'll be a new tool that will roughly point toward interesting locations. Now, to me, this kind of sounds like X-Force long-range scanner, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But, yeah, I guess in X3, there was no good way to do scanning. It's hard for me to remember. It's been a while since I really played X3, other than, of course, what you're seeing on the screen. So they kind of hope that this leads to more hands-on exploring. Although in X4, I generally don't explore myself. I just have other ships do the exploration. It's interesting to think what would make me want to do the exploration. It's hard to find something valuable enough to do it, because oftentimes exploration is kind of tedious. Like EVE Online, the whole probe system, at least to me, is tedious. I may be alone in that. Some people probably like it, but making it worthwhile is a challenge, I imagined. They also mentioned the Explorers Guild is another major portion of the expansion. So this is some sort of a group you can interact with and trade in knowledge for some very special things. This kind of reminds me of Elite's system or No Man's Sky, where you find a new planet or a new life form or whatever, you can scan it and sell it back for information. Maybe it's like that, maybe it's not, but there are some things, some very special things they say you can get from it. I'm definitely curious about what those are. One of the highlights mentioned was that Ketraar got to visit the EGOSOFT headquarters. Now, I don't know where he's located, but that's really cool. If they flew him out there, or maybe he was in the area, I don't know. But visiting a developer is pretty awesome. I did it 2 times with Warhammer Online, if you remember that game, because I used to play it and cover it a lot in the old-fashioned blog form. Member blogs. Now everything's video. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun meeting developers behind the game, talking to them, and just learning who they are, how they work, the real difficulty that goes into making a game, all the pieces. It was just a great experience for me, and it sounds like Ketrar also had a great experience with it. So that about covers the major point of the interview. Lots of other little things in there. Ketrar, if you're reading this, listening to this. I'm all caught up on blogs. If you're listening to this, congratulations on the project. I can't wait to check it out, and I definitely will be on May 4th. I got to get practicing in X3 like you see here. So go read the interview, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.